Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mark Michaelson, and I am the head roaster at Onyx Coffee Lab. I also happen to be the 2017 United States Roasting Champion. So today, we're gonna talk about roasting. We're gonna talk about the philosophy of Onyx's roasting style, and we're gonna talk a little bit about our Monarch blend, which can be used as anything, because as we know, there's no espresso roast, there's just roasted coffee, and we can extract different things based on the way that we roast the coffee. So I'll be paying attention to a little bit to that particular coffee. So at Onyx, what we really try to do is we try to balance the coffee. And everyone kind of says that in the industry, right? They just want to balance it, get out of the way, and let it like kind of do its thing. I want to make sure that I get in the way and influence some of the characteristics that is inside the coffee through the roasting process. And by doing that, it allows us to balance the sweetness of the coffee with the acidity. So we're not necessarily talking about light roasted coffees or dark roasted coffees. We talk about modern and traditional, because to us, those things are more important to convey what we have done with the coffee in a traditional sense, going a bit darker and going a little bit longer in development, to a more traditional, which is a little bit lighter. But again, no matter what the roast profile is, at Onyx, we try to balance those two things out so that you're not just tasting the acid bomb. And so doing that and allowing the sweetness to kind of be pervasive throughout the coffee, it allows us to get a nice balanced cup of coffee that is really exciting to drink. And so with this Mona in particular, since we want more solubility, what we're going to do is we're going to develop it even longer than we would do a normal coffee. So we try to, in Monarch, our blend for our espresso, our more traditional espresso, we try to develop it long enough to where it balances out those acids and you get a really nice round cup of espresso. And doing that, it allows you as a person, individual that's pulling it, to actually be able to pull it a lot easier, because again, if it has enough solubility to attach to the water molecules, it is much easier to extract. If you don't roast it or develop it long enough, the solubility will be so, it will cause you as the barista or the brewer to have a lot of difficulty extracting it consistently. That is the biggest thing too about roasting. Monarch tends to be more of the medium range of Agtron, which is in the 60s. It's the kind of the higher 50s to 60s. We have some room in there to play around with, but as long as you are consistent with your methodology, with the way that you've been taking your Agtron, then it'll always be consistent. We cup every single batch of coffee, and at this point, if all of the data's right, if the charge weight was correct, if the development was right, if the solubility is right, the numbers are right, it makes for the delicious cup of coffee that you've tried, or that you should try. Monarch can be pulled as espresso, can be pulled as anything. As a pour over, it is really nice and balanced and chocolatey, and it has so much sweetness, and that's also the same in the espresso. So I invite you to try it if you haven't, and know that, again, our philosophy is to balance the coffee and to get all of those sugars that we can to like sweeten that thing, because we want our coffees to be nice and balanced, approachable, and easy to drink. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great week and stay safe out there.